commentary that's surrounding the music we might have to be careful about.
I don't know what you mean.
I'm sure you don't.
What do you mean by that?
If they listen to any other recording, they'll understand.
Well, what I thought would be really funny would be to like turn the volume down all the way so that you would still think I was recording and then say something really, really inappropriate, and it wouldn't be recorded, but you'd think it was. However,
That would be funny.
yeah, but I don't know how you turn the microphone. I mean, I'd have to probably go into settings and then you'd see it. So. Well, like Wednesday nights, and then I work at Red Arrow Labs. That's my day job.
I saw that they're looking for somebody. Do you know Danny from Tech Systems?
Oh, Danny boy.
No, she's a girl.
No, I don't. Oh, wait. I think she called me one time. Yeah, I think I do know her. Why did she contact you or something? Or
No, I contacted her and told her that you guys were looking for somebody so she could see if she could get me a job.
that seems like a really roundabout way of doing things. But yeah, I mean, you could just apply there.
Kind of backwards.
Yeah, you could just like go and apply.
The fact that I know you, does that give me any
I wouldn't mention it.
clout?
I probably would not mention it.
How many guys work there?
There's 4 of us in a coffee pot right now. We work in the Idea Center because we've been waiting on our permanent location to get finished. They're working on it. But the zoo called us yesterday and said they're done. So no, we're going to be working on at 1055 Main Street, so right downtown near the Wooden Chair. But the facility hasn't been ready. But I think tomorrow is the day we're finally going to move in.
Really?
So right now there's only 4 guys.
Down there? I was wondering what was going in there.
Yeah, that's part of what it is, and then there's also apartments. But up till now, we only had room for 4 people, so now they're looking to expand. Now that we actually
it
have
looked like
room.
they had like 3 or 4 applications out there.
Yeah,
Openings.
software developer. I don't know if they have a QA one yet or not, but yeah. So they're looking to expand beyond the core 4. Should be good because
This is a wrestling team.
the core 4
Well, he does look like a wrestler.
Sunday. Yeah, I don't have like a mohawk or a shaved head or anything like that though.
They go with that hairstyle too, man.
Do
And I do, and I don't look like a wrestler.
they? Yeah, you do.
I don't look like a wrestler.
You totally. You absolutely.
Looks like a commentator.
Couch potato?
Commentator. Kristen says, okay, that's enough. Can we get on with class lecture?
All right. Yeah, I suppose we better do that. So tonight we're going to move on off of core data. So next topic is going to be the page controller. So that allows you to do things like create books and stuff. Creates a paging effect, and then you have usually like a root controller that manages the other controllers that are being paged back and forth. Keeps track of it. So that's what we're going to work on tonight.
Would that be a page-based application?
Yeah, so if you want to create a new Xcode project,
We're not doing single view application.
we're not. But even when we do single view applications, they usually end up being multi-view applications anyway. But so we can do a page-based application, and
Blew your mind.
Page turn.
Doesn't take much.
we'll call it color controller.
Call it what?
Color controller.
What was it? A page-based?
Yeah, it's page-based.
Yes.
The young guy back there, still drinking.
You say sorry?
He's daydreaming about his girlfriend.
Yeah, he's got other stuff on his mind, you know. He's multi-threaded though, you know. He can think of like 5 things at one time. It's just he lost track of that one. He had a thread abort. so,
I'm stealing it.
so he had
I'm
to
going to steal that line sometime.
he had to spawn a new thread. All right, so here we are, color controller. Don't include the unit tests, and do not create a Git repository. And away we go. And when you get this thing fired up, go ahead and start up the simulator right away.
Spinning wheel.
Oh, yeah.
Hate you, spinning wheel.
Indexing files and ready. Okay.
Put fences around cemeteries, don't you?
Heard that one before.
Yeah. Where have I heard that? Oh yeah, that's right. That was in a previous decade.
I was gonna say, do you think that they have that?
Isn't like my son's not joke and looks or something.
That's what I was saying, it's like, or like when you open up the Laffy Taffy, that was the joke.
Like I'm not even kidding, I'm pretty sure it was in his book.
And while we're at it, I forgot to send you, well, I didn't forget so much as just in files. I was picking up my son. He's a bum
He's back.
out on the streets. No, yeah, he was in Thailand with
Yeah.
his fiance, and I'm tempted to actually go there now because it's like insanely cheap. It's like a nice hotel. I mean, a decent hotel is like $15 a night there.
Wow.
You know, I mean, if
How
you,
much is the flight over though?
what's that?
How much is the flight over?
$480
For what?
round trip.
20 hours.
Wow.
It's a 14-hour flight.
Was that with like Air China, one of the planes that keeps exploding?
It's China Eastern.
I wasn't joking.
But you know, he's a Boy Scout, so he's prepared for that kind of thing. You know, it's like they teach you how to deal with things like exploding airplanes.
Even if your airplane
Are you
explodes, it's gonna be able to
emailing?
He's got a pocket knife. He's got a compass. He's
Are
good.
you emailing or blackboarding?
He can fly with a
I'm
pocket
going
knife?
to put it on Blackboard.
Or email?
He can fly with a pocket knife?
Hmm?
I thought that was a banned item.
Well, he's an Eagle Scout, so they let that fly. Let's see.
That was terrible.
That's what they call a dad joke.
Wow. Have you used that joke before that, or is that the first time you've used
That's
it?
actually, I just. All right. Put this on Blackboard. I think I'll. Can't remember what the name was, Key Knock or something like that. Anyway, it's the south western islands off of Thailand, and it's just gorgeous. But it's like super cheap. It's like a quarter of the price that you'd pay to go scuba diving in that type of environment anywhere else. And so, giving it a thought.
I've only been scuba diving one place. That was in the Hawaiian Islands.
Oh, that was in the Hawaiian Islands.
I bet that was expensive.
Yeah.
Actually, it wasn't too bad.
I'm with Snuba.
Yeah, right.
Huh?
Snuba?
Scuba.
Snuba is what I'm Snuba.
What is that?
Where you have the air tank up on the top, while you go down.
Oh, yeah.
Face mask. You don't even do kind of anything. You literally just say, "You're gonna go." Don't back.
Push.
I have not done any of that, so.
So we did that. Dominican was dirt cheap.
I've only been scuba diving one place, and that's Lake Emily. No.
Well, it's funny because I got my scuba certification.
Did you put that on Blackboard already?
I'm doing it right now.
And since I got my scuba certification, I've only been in the water once, and that was in Hawaii.
Huh.
I've never gone in the lake. Of course, I
There's some
never
local
went to
stuff though. Some local cave diving. Time from that he goes a lot.
Water's too dirty around here. I like to see. We got to see the guy that we went with played with a octopus. He held his hand in front of it. And it was pretty awesome. And then we got to see a black-tip reef shark.
Nice.
And
Oh, cool.
I could hear whales.
My son saw a couple of those too, and pufferfish. He said really big pufferfish.
Yeah, I mean that's awesome down there. It's a whole new world.
Yeah, around where I go scuba diving, like in the inland lakes, you're lucky if you see smallmouth bass. You know?
Right.
And you got like 15 to 20 feet of visibility if you're lucky, as opposed to like 80 where he was
I
at.
got to see one fish when I went on my certification.
When we did the snuba, there was just fish. You did like
It's kind of like going out to like Wyoming, Montana, and holding up a hot dog and having a grizzly bear.
Sandwiches file?
Yeah, that's it. Wow, that's fast. That's it. Sandwiches.zip.
I had a
Sandwiches.
breed of buffaloes.
I'm doing some free advertisement for Subway.
Yeah, that was kinda scary.
Buffaloes?
buffaloes.
Buffaloes are such cool animals. They just
Yeah, they're just
Just
so
we're gonna
big.
take and drop it in the.
not yet. I mean, just have it handy, and we'll get around to that. But just not quite yet.
Sandwiches. Buffalo?
they're actually called bison.
That's true.
They're called North American bison.
They don't look physically possible. You know, it's like they should just tip over. They're cool though.
Water buffalo.
They look a little scarier in person.
Oh yeah, I know. They used to have them at the Wildwood Zoo in Marshfield. I don't know if they still do, but
It does.
No, they got 2 Kodiak bears now.
They always
had
did.
those forever.
They've
At
had-
least Miss Grizzly, whatever.
yeah.
Since I was a kid.
No, these are
No.
Kodiaks.
Kodiaks, not grizzlies.
No, they got 2 brand new baby cubs.
They got like a whole new,
About a year and a half ago, and boy, did they grow in the first year.
they have a whole new like little area for them.
Yeah, with a walkway over top of the driveway.
Huh.
It's pretty awesome. You guys gotta come over and check.
You guys know your Wildwood
That's
Zoo.
an event over there.
He's from Marshfield.
I know, but Kristen apparently knows it as
They
well.
had some kind of event over the summer
Oh,
that I took my son to, a little like carnival, they had games out and
oh, cool.
They have a fall fest.
fire
Did the
truck
lights
came
thing, too.
out and he was able to like spray with the fire.
Yeah, we used to take our kids there all the time. It's pretty cool zoo, and it's free. You know, it's
This
like
was the first summer with the bears, right?
So we got copies.
Yeah, I think so, cause I
Alright.
think they got them last fall.
Yeah, they did fundraising.
all right. So now that we have that,
Don't want us to drop the sandwiches anywhere yet?
not yet. So if you run the app as it is, okay, so it generates some stuff for you.
It's
You
got a funky border.
Yeah, it should have that, and you should have the months. You should be able to page, and if you do the swipe with your mouse like I am, you'll get this page curl effect.
Oh, yeah, you do get ones.
Yeah. So
I
it's
forgot.
it's a nice starter project, especially if you're building a calendar. But so that's what they start you off with, which is cool. Except that I don't really like the way they do it. The way they set up the app, they create a lot of overhead. So let's look at it first. Look at what they build out when you create that kind of app. So we haven't done anything yet as far as coding, and this is what they generate. So they have a root view controller. So if you open the root view controller, this is the guy that they're using as. There's a couple of different ways you can do this. Just like when we did table views, you can have a UI table view delegate, or you can have a UI table view controller. They're going the delegate route, which is okay, except that there's a lot more of additional setup that you do with this. So looking at their code here, you can see they have a page view controller that's a variable. So they have a variable page view controller, and they create this guy. They set the horizontal navigation style. They set the delegate to itself, which is the root. And then they set a starting view controller. So you have a starting view controller, which is the one that you start off with, as the name implies. And that is a data view controller. The data view controller is this guy. And this is a regular UI view controller, but this is the one that has the label at the top and all that. Okay, then they have a model view controller. So got a lot of stuff, a lot of overhead here. The model view controller is weirdly derived from NSObject and page view controller data source. So this is like the data source. The other view controller was the delegate. This guy's the data source. So they've separated which is okay. I mean, because you don't have to have the same class be the data source and the delegate. This one's the data source. And this one, I think, is the one that's going to actually be managing the controller object. Page data index of. So the main functions that this thing is responsible for, page view controller, is the view controller before, and there should be a corresponding view controller after. So those are delegate methods that handle, for the data source, that handle which view controller to show. So as you're navigating, you do a swipe, you're going to hit one of these methods, and it's going to say, okay, so which one is it that we're going to return, which view controller? So it's going through and it's finding the index of the one that you had just swiped, and then it's adding one or subtracting one to give you the next view controller. So it's got an array of these view controllers that it's maintaining. All right, so that's kind of how that guy's wired up, and then this root view controller is has the page view controller in it, which is The way they've done it is kind of confusing. So basically what we're gonna do is, now that you've seen how they set this up, we're gonna gut it and we're gonna do our own, which I think is a little bit more straightforward. But yeah, all right. So what we're gonna do first is let's go ahead, stop it from running, and then delete these source files. So delete the root, the data, and the model view controllers. Let's go ahead and move them to trash. And then on the main storyboard, you'll see, once it opens up, you'll see the controller set up in there. So there's the data and the root view controller. Go ahead and whack both of these guys, get rid of them. And we're going to start over with our own version of it. That I think is a little easier, at least for starting off with.
So just empty out the whole all wax and start with a blank slate.
Yep, start with from scratch. And then you can open up the zip file that has the sandwiches in it.
Sandwiches.
Yeah, I lost mine too. I gotta find it. There it is. All right. Got too many things on the desktop.
A BMT ham and turkey?
Yeah, they're just
Or do you want us to drop the sandwiches?
just put it in the project, in the color controller project. There it is. God, this thing is slow. Make sure you select the copy items if needed.
And create folder references, right?
Funny guy. How soon these old guys forget. No, Glenn, not folder references. If he starts to nod off, just nudge him, Kristen.
Hey, she won't let me buy a soda, so if I fall asleep, it's her
Why
fault.
can't you buy something?
I'm giving it up for that.
Are you really?
That would require me to be captain.
I'm not captain.
Well, you can just give something up for goodness sake.
I'd like to give up 10 pounds, you want?
Well, you could give up soda, that might help.
You speak
I'm gonna give-
worm tongues, woman.
You could give up candy.
I'm gonna give up not eating.
Candy's
You're gonna
easy.
give up what?
I'm gonna give up not eating.
Not eating?
Yes, I'm giving that up.
You don't eat?
I could probably do that,
Oh,
but I was forgetting.
By the way, just so you know, this morning, Jeff had his cart out here and he was pulling a
A
little
blue
blue bucket along with him.
recycle
They're-
bin.
We take it or respond.
We felt the wrath of.
He took that a little seriously, didn't he?
Wrath of Volker.
Hold on, I'll read it. It was, wait, we probably don't want to do that recording. I'll read it later.
Yes. So